Hi, I'm Rachel Savage from Brand New Story, and this is the first time I've ever made a video. It's not lost on me, it's the lunar beginning of the year of the fire horse, and this is a time for action and just really letting go of all the fears and speaking out. So this is what I'm going to do today. I'd like to chat to you a bit about the work that I do and the difference between brand storytelling and having a story. My work began about 10 years ago when I left my role. I'd been working as a writer for many years before that. I started out as a journalist. I worked for The Big Issue for 5 years. Then I went to work for the Environment Agency, where I was there for many years as well as their staff writer. And most recently, even though it was over 10 years ago, I worked for Ecotricity as their content manager over in Stroud and their staff writer. And when I left, I decided I would leave and work freelance, had young children at the time. And I set up a business and I wrote my website. And when I sat down to read that website, I was horrified because it was boring. I looked and sounded like everybody else, so I didn't stand out. And I just felt like I'd failed at my job. The one thing I was meant to do was be good with words. And what I created was just not very interesting. And I also didn't even want to work as a copywriter. So I pulled the website and spent a week under the duvet and went on a bit of a journey of self-discovery. And in that time, I found 2 words, and those words were brand storytelling. And my whole body it was an all-knowing, yes, this is what I want to do. I don't want to be a copywriter. I want to be a brand storyteller. But then, what the hell's a brand story? So that was my question. And I started to read books. I went on courses. I went to talks. I did so much. And I think in my head, every single business or company or organization or brand had a story, which was like a document that contained all the words of that business, all of the messaging, everything at a really kind of deep level, in the same way that you have a brand Bible with all the visual aspects of a brand. There's, to me, that's what a brand story was. So I set off on this quest in search. As I said, I went on the courses, went to the talks, all of that kind of stuff. After 2 years, I realized this mythical story document that I was looking for didn't actually exist. So I created it, and that's when Brand New Story was born. And the process that I go through with people, as I said, it isn't brand strategy. It isn't, it isn't the marketing, the vision, the mission, values, all of that kind of stuff that's done. This is a much deeper dive into the story a brand is seeking to change in the world, a story that's bigger than itself. But it's also takes you into the level of the heart and the soul of a business. This is a level that we've never been before. The business world has always been very yang, very masculine, very patriarchal. And actually what's really missing is that yin, that feminine energy, that heart and that soul. And we've kind of started getting there, but I guess we need to go deeper. And so the methodology that I've created in order to the end result of which is a brand new story document, is a really deep dive for businesses and really conscious leaders who want to take that deep dive, but also in a way, let's be realistic. We're still living within the systems and the business world that we're in. This is about standing out from the crowd, creating an instant emotional connection with people, not looking and sounding like everyone else. This is about having something that means you don't have to be adding to all the AI slop out there and be bringing humanity to the table. The idea of your story and your core narrative, it's the core, it's the humanity that you're bringing. And that begins with the words rather than the visuals. So that's the work I'm doing. And over the next couple of months, I'm going to be sharing different aspects of what's the difference between having a brand story or a strategic narrative and brand storytelling. And I'm just going to be sharing kind of case studies and lessons and ways of working and ways of looking at your narrative and your organization in a totally new way. So so as I said, my name's Rachel. If you'd like to, haven't connected with me yet and you'd like to, please do. And I look forward to seeing you on here again. Thanks.